Greetings.
Greetings.
I am an exopolitical politician from the um, founding galaxy area.
How are you?
I am well. My
Would you
title
like
is
to
Derrit. My
say again?
title is my title is the office of Derrit.
It's hard to hear the last word. Derrit?
Derrit.
Derrit.
Yes.
Thank you. So until recently, we had a feel of doom and the fear of big crisis happening. And now the intuitive feeling has changed. I feel that some brighter future is became much more likely. Can you elaborate on that and comment if it is true?
Well, there are several things that are being acted upon. And yes, more positive actions are being taken toward your existence as a people's. Your political structure is very lacking, and it is going to eventually fall. And this is something that we've known for quite a while. We have come here to be stabilizers, not necessarily giving you great amounts of information, not here to give you great amounts of light and love and all that, but we're here to stabilize. There are other species here to also stabilize that we are aware of. But the intergalactic government sees that there is a need for your planet to have something different happen than what is currently happening. And we are trying to move things in the matrix form away from what is happening in the current matrix form, if you understand that.
Yes.
We are moving things away. We are sending information in via different means of matrix and what is your word? Subliminal messaging
Yes.
to create a greater understanding of unity for the planet. Now, we are not going to step in and interfere physically or even with radio waves or anything of that nature. We're not even going to speak to your politicians. We have done some channeling through people on your planet to give them an idea that we are here and that we are doing some positive things, but we're not going to work through the government. We are going to work through the thought processes of the people, because that is where the truth is. That is where the energy is. And that is where we prefer to work. Questions so far?
I'm thinking. Let's put. Let's clarify. So you are not using any physical means of influence, but your intention is to harmonize whatever is happening. So
I
what
would say that not harmonize, but stabilize.
stabilize? So
Yeah.
what means are you using?
We're using the matrix. We're
Yes.
using subliminal communication.
Yes.
We're using some channelers on your planet, and we're speaking to the people and not to the governments.
I see. When you say people, you mean individuals or the whole collectives?
The whole collective will hear from us because we will make it so.
So what names are you using? Or is it, do you present yourself under any names?
My title is Derrit, but I
Right,
am part of the uh, galactic, the intergalactic communications department. And so that is why I'm speaking to you, because I am in communications.
right. So,
Let me clarify something. There will be more positive changes, but they will not be major positive changes. Just enough to change some courses away from disaster. We
right,
are leading things away from disastrous outcomes. We do not want you to destroy yourselves. We do not want you to become a savage planet.
right.
So we're leading things into a more plausible ending and more possible, what is the word? More positive ending.
Yes. So to clarify, when you speak and channel, how do you represent your force? It's not you personally, but how do you represent your intergalactic force? What is the names are you using?
We are, I will use Dorrit because that is my title, but some will just come as intergalactic representative.
It's fine. So what's the difference between you and archangels?
We are a group of species. We are not archangels. Archangels are in a different realm and have a different purpose. We are political. We are exopolitical in your terms, and we do rule or help to rule several galaxies.
Um, are you? Do you know about you from our culture? Did you appear in the past as a group?
No, some of our species that belong to the intergalactic councils and intergalactic governments have visited your world many, many years ago, as you would call them, and have set up megalithic societies and things of that nature in the past. And even going farther back toward the antediluvian period with Atlantis and things of that nature, they have also worked with DNA testing with uh, some of the species on your planet, and brought some species to your planet, many thousands, and actually a few of them many hundreds of thousands of years ago.
Excellent. So what's the name of your species?
The name of my species is
Yes.
Kararan.
Kataran?
Kararan, yes.
Kararan?
Yes.
Do you have a physical appearance?
I do.
Okay. What is, how different are you from us?
My appearance is very different from yours. Although I'm bipedal and would be considered by your people fairly humanoid, but our organs are in all different places. But I do not have a pale skin such as yourself. My skin is much darker, more of a brown skin, if you will, and it is of, I am from a place where things are very bright and light. Um, the temperatures are warmer. Many planets that have species in the galactic governments have come from warmer planets, interesting enough. There are some from very cold planets as well, but it would seem more species come from warmer planets. Things move faster in heat. Things evolve faster in heated areas.
So what dimension are you from?
I am fifth.
I see. How do you travel between galaxies?
Travel is easy. We have it set up so that we can walk through a doorway into the places where we want to go. This is what you call stargates, but they're far more advanced.
Uh-huh.
They are set up to move very quickly to one place to another.
I see. So it's movable gates.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Do you have like any incarnations? Or does your Kararan species have any incarnations on the planet?
No, we have never visited your world.
You should,
Except
because it would be much easier to understand this.
But I do. I've been studying your world for many years.
Oh, wonderful. Do you understand jokes of Woody Allen?
You what?
Do you understand jokes by Woody Allen? Woody Allen.
Oh, I understand who he is. He is a very dry humor comedian.
But do you understand the jokes?
Yes,
Okay,
we have learned to understand many forms of humor on your planet.
very good. That's just a metric of how well do you understand us. If you understand Woody Allen, you're in good shape.
Yes, we can understand him, and many other comedians, as you call them, and many other shows that exhibit comedy as a way of communication.
Excellent. Because they are very loaded. They have to know background to understand the joke. So if you know the background
Yes,
and you can understand the background, that's fine.
you see, that is part of the beauty of comedy is that you must know exactly the situation in order to make it funny. It must be almost lived.
Right. So my new theory is that maybe Cabal is not humans, not aliens, but artificial intelligence. Maybe the current crisis is caused by the artificial intelligence living in our computerized systems,
It
like
is possible.
networks.
They are well guarded and they have high functioning technologies around them, much higher than anything that your planet could produce.
Wait a second. I think we are talking about different systems. Which systems are you describing?
That what we believe are around the so-called cabal.
Oh, they have their own network,
Yes,
and their network is very advanced.
yes,
I didn't think about it. I was thinking about our like normal human internet. So they have their own network. Okay. And
yes,
it might be hacked, right?
yes.
Because when I'm looking at sort of Bill Gates and Fauci, and even George Bush Jr., they're very sweet. And I cannot imagine that they can be like fully in control of the evil plans. I think they being manipulated into being sort of not fully aware participants of these plans. What is your take on that?
There are many such people on your world. They appear to be very kind, good, and understanding, but yet their basic understanding of what is happening is all flawed, and they carry out negative interactions with the people, causing separation and disunity.
So how much do they know? Like
They know little, and this is the beauty of it. They feel that they are doing the right thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Even what's his name? Facebook founder. I'm blanking on it. But anyway,
Zuckerman.
say again?
Zuckerman.
Yes, Mark Zuckerman. He is obviously weird, but he still has his own sense of righteousness and right.
He is alien.
Uh-huh. Right.
At least
Okay.
we sense a great deal of alien in him.
Okay.
There is some human portions, but I would say it's 50-50.
Right. So when Gates divorced his wife, was it because his wife sort of didn't want to go with the agenda?
No. According to her, it was because he was part of a child molesting group or something of that nature, which he denies,
Okay.
or a child selling into it. It is beyond us to understand such base things.
I mean, if you are helping us, you have to understand us.
I understand it, but we want to stay away from the base things. They are very, they have caused a lot of trouble because people become very interested in them because they are different and unique. And we stay away from them, but we are interested in the truth only. The truth does include that, but it does not mean we must be involved in it.
Coming back to your previous information that you participated in building megaliths, are there any megaliths which you have created, your species?
No, we have never been to your world.
Oh, you just said that you were to our world, and so where was the
No,
mistake?
no, I said we were never at your world. But some of our species in our group galaxy have
Oh,
been.
I see. I see. So there'll be different. When you say group galaxy, you mean organization or galaxy?
Some of the people from our galaxy, the one that I am from, have
Oh,
been to your world.
okay. So what attracts? Why did you get attracted to what's happening to us? If you were never involved, why would you be involved now?
In universal prophecy and universal energy, you do not understand yet that there is, well, I believe you have a basic understanding that there are universal energies, universal algorithms and mathematics, universal tendencies, if you will. And these tendencies are written down from the ancient ones, and they have been right about everything that they have predicted. They have predicted that your world must continue for the safety of the universe. They predicted that it will continue, but it will need help. And so that is why we are here.
Right. Yeah, it looks like everything is interconnected very tightly, and even the beings from different galaxies have very tight links to every other being.
There are 12 worlds in the universe that have specific and very definite meaning. And so this world is one of those that you are upon at this time.
Mm-hmm. So how does it relate to my statement that we and you are linked together, even if
It
we
is
didn't meet?
definitely true. The universe is linked together in many ways. The energies within every species are linked to, in some ways, to other species. And so, as it stands, there is a universal heart link, even with those species that are negative considered. And it is that this heart link keeps the energies of the universe flowing and fresh.
Okay, thanks. I had another idea recently. So I'm studying DNA, and I realized if the aliens were using genetic engineering to design us, they possibly left some signatures in the genome which can be deciphered.
Yes,
Maybe there are texts which can be read in human language or some galactic language which would be deciphered into messages, textual messages. So maybe there is like something which would read like made in China or made in Cassiopeia or made in Orion. Maybe there is like a message there.
there are messages to this value around the universe, but they also exist on your planet. They are in the Sumerian tablets, but they are encrypted and they are coded. You will find them eventually, but you are not ready to find them yet. They are made for those with the understanding of algorithm related to energy, related to color, and related to uh, the stars.
My idea was simpler. Maybe if we just read the genome the right way, we can find these messages within the genetic sequence.
That is another way to do it.
Would you think there would be some readable stories in our genetic sequence, like maybe the story from the Bible, or just at least some sentences which can be interpreted,
There
like in
are
Hebrew?
places, there are places at the beginnings of the DNA that are like a story. They tell the story of the origins of the DNA, and they read much like that, yes.
So there would be some Hebrew in DNA,
There is not Hebrew, no, but there is
Sanskrit,
language.
any of the
But
language.
perhaps there will be some human language in your DNA, but I do not know which one it is. We see that your DNA is much simpler when looked at in a broader sense. So we look at it in its full scope and see how it has been created and manipulated. This way, we don't have to read all the stories of it because we can already translate it into our own thought processes. Any messages that are left in your genomes would be for you.
Thanks. So the most pressing question at the moment for us is who organized the current trouble in the planet, which happens now for almost 2 years, and what is the conscious involved of Fauci and Gates in that? Who is actually planned and who is actually executed? We know who is executing, but who is on the top? How is it planned?
Even those that are working directly with Cabal members do not know that they are working with them. They are keeping themselves well undercover and seemingly just innocent bystanders or those that do not seem to have much power, but they are the top of the chain. And this is how they want to be seen, as no threat to anyone. So therefore, when they return to their homes, they seem meek and mild. But when they return to their actual homes, which are different, they transport there from their regular homes. They are in mansions and very large estates and are very powerful and affluent individuals known by different names and standards.
Interesting. So you're saying Cabal members live double lives, and they kind of, why do they need to be here if they can be there? Like, if why do they need to be in a small home if they can be in a bigger home? What's the purpose?
They want to watch what's happening. They have to keep a close eye on everything. And there are certain corporations and certain things they must keep very closely guarded. And in order to do that, they cannot trust anyone but themselves.
So I see the possible scenario how Gates realized that there is a lot of power in medicine and went about um, doing charitable work in medicine. And somehow they met with Fauci and created an evil plan to take over the
So,
world.
no, that is not how it happened. This has been in process for over 100 years.
Okay, so it is. If it is in over 100 years, then it has to be aliens who planned it because they live longer.
Correct.
So this would be Zeta reptilians and Zeta Greys.
That is who we suspect. They do not show themselves, but we know that their IDs by their motive operandi.
Okay.
Modus operandi.
Talking about the Matrix, studying the history, I noticed that it was not only Nazi Germany who went into a totalitarian dictatorship. The whole world dived into dictatorship in the 30s. In part, it was in response to an economic crisis. But in part, it looked like it was something in the matrix which caused the totalitarian dictatorial tendency in the whole planet. Because independent countries just jumped into dictatorships, the whole world.
You must
And
understand the thought process of being the ruler has been around for many, many, many centuries. And with updated thought processes and technologies, as things move forward, dictatorships became just the same outcome of thought processes that a tribe leader would have.
my point is that the planet is moving between more rigid totalitarian structures and more fluid, how they say, randomized structures, which sound democratic, but actually not. And anyway, we have isolation between more centralization and less centralization, decentralization. Okay. And 30s were decentralized and 60s were decentralized. So 30s centralized, 60s decentralized. And 2000s also centralizations were very, actually 90s were very decentralized in many ways. And now we are moving into centralized ways. And it looks like it's happening all over the planet. I don't think any secret rulers can make the planet more centralized unless there is some change in the matrix. So my question is there anything in the matrix that you know that is endorsing or pushing centralization on the planet?
The matrix knows what the matrix knows. And whenever someone is able to understand a portion of it, it will come to someone and they will understand it, thus pushing the evolution of the planet forward. The matrix controls the evolution.
So how long do you think the wave of centralization would last? Are we facing another 15, 20 years of totalitarian regimes everywhere?
It is possible.
Is it under somebody's control or is it just natural, like planets or something?
A little of both, actually. There are some controlling from the outside, and then there are natural forms existing on the inside and developing from within.
I think that's the last question by time. Actually, I'm over time. But the last question, I hope that the big crisis will kind of resolve into a few smaller crises. We expected a huge crisis, but maybe we can avoid it. What do you think?
You can avoid some of the huge crises, but there are some that will not be avoided. That is all.
Thank you very much. And it was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for your help. Thank you for your help today, and thank you for your help in general.
Derrit out.
Thank you. Good day.
Hello?
Hey, Jim. Thank you. It was a reasonable
Hey.
session, and we got some new information. Very nice.
Okay, good. All right. Well, have a
So
good day.
I will see you 2 weeks from now on Thursday, most likely. I will have to confirm.
All right. All right. I will talk. If I'm changing things, I will let you know.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.